copies of everything. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 o'clock and we are opening the previously scheduled Albemarle County Electoral Board meeting for today. Do we have any additions we do have a quorum, all three of us are here. We are also joined by our registrar, our chief deputy registrar, and our election manager, in addition to members of the public. I'm looking to see Andrea.
Who's there?
And Andrea, our legal counsel, is there. There you are. I had to put my glasses on, sorry. Okay, do we have any comments or additions to our agenda? I'd like to add a request from registrar, chief deputy registrar, and the election manager if needed. Is that okay with everybody?
Number 3.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just making sure we all have the other two. Is that agenda okay with everybody else? Thank you. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
So that the registrar can get back to her busy duties. Thank you. Would you like to give a report, ma'am?
Sure. I do have the report on cancellations for the month of October, which is deceased 43, felonies 2, non-citizens 3, mentally incapacitated 1, state.
Just one copy.
I can make you more copies. Obviously, there is the gap for those 2 months. I will make copies. Do you have a copy?
Yeah.
You didn't get, well, take that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good. I have
the original.
Okay. And then also I thought I would report on our cure process, which is when we get a ballot that does not have all the requirements on the envelope B. We have 64 right now in the business. We have cured 34 of them, 15 of which came just yesterday. So what the cure process is to correct the ballot envelope B that is not filled out correctly so that it has a chance to be filled out correctly and turned over for pre-processing. So that's our process there. And as far as voting, is it 10,000?
10,924 when I say.
Okay. By mail, we've received 3,551. And the drop-off box is at 3,551 mail, and the drop box is 893. We are over 10%, probably approaching 12, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
12%.
I'm sorry, madam. What were your in-person numbers?
The in-persons are 10,958.
Do you have the active and inactive registered voter counts in our total?
I don't have that sheet with me.
It's not on
this.
It's the bottom 3 rows of this report.
Oh, no. I can get those right now. I'll run that back to you.
That'd be great.
As is, I'll announce again, our usual custom for this board is to allow members or invite members of the public to make comments at the beginning or at the time of any discussion. Please raise your hand, wait to be asked to speak, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. When you identify yourself, if you represent a party or any other organization, please note that also. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Laurie Jones of the Democratic Party. In the past, I've been able to get a copy of that report.
Okay.
An actual part. So I didn't know if you were making copies. If I should get a copy of that.
Sure.
I'll be happy to
great.
make a copy.
And I'm not sure if it's on that but in the past, the report has also included new registrations. Is that on?
Yes, ma'am.
Very bottommost row says new voters. We don't have a number.
Those three come off on that same report, so I'll go back, run that report and bring that back here
Or
before.
I can stop by your office on the way out too, if that's easy.
What I could do is take this, actually fill those in. Now, I don't have the full number for September, and I don't have any numbers for July or August, so, but I can give you the numbers as of.
Where we are would be nice.
That'd be great.
Okay,
Thank
I'll
you.
go ahead and fill that out and bring those back over here, girl.
I see that. I have a comment. I would also remind everybody that we never had this report at all until I asked for it probably a year ago. Rick, your hand's up.
Yeah, just a quick request. I'm having a little trouble with multiple people talking at the same time. Debbie, could you repeat the removal numbers for me?
Cancellations,
Yes.
okay, deceased, 43. Felony, 2. Non-citizen, 3. Mentally incapacitated, 1. Out of state, 9.
That's for the month of,
October.
Through today.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
I would add that those out of state are people who have actually filled out requesting that they be removed for out of state. That's not everybody who's moved out of state by registration.
These are
They're
self-identified.
you're right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Madam Registrar, do you have anything else you'd like? Is there a question somewhere else? Bucky, we're getting,
this is Liz, we're getting obscene, a really obscene picture coming up on the screen. It's under the name Ahmad.
It needs to be removed from the meeting.
Immediately, please.
we're not seeing it on our screen, so thank you for letting us know. We're not seeing it at
Yeah.
all.
I saw it too.
I'm very glad you did not have to see it.
Thank you, Liz.
Hmm.
It's amazing how people can hack into almost anything.
They probably logged in and then put a picture up.
Instead of putting yourself up, you can put up any picture.
Yeah, it could have been a person.
We've been live, yeah.
okay,
Okay, Liz, is it down? Can you tell us if it's down?
Yes, it's
Yes,
down.
it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Wilson, do you have anything? Oh, yes, ma'am.
Just to that point, I don't know if Liz knew who that was. You can block them from future meetings.
Did that when I kicked him off.
Yeah, like
Yes,
that person could come pop right back up. Yeah.
not while Bucky's at the helm.
Excellent.
Okay. Ms. Wilson, do you have anything else you'd like?
I don't, I will just stay through.
Okay, Janelle, do you have something you'd like to present?
I just wanted to mention that we put together an election night packet for everybody. We went over it briefly yesterday with the staff, just going through each page. We want to make sure that everybody gets a copy of that. And it's what it includes are the kinds of things that when we get calls in from be they voters or people from the precinct, that we're able to answer those questions for them. And it also includes a sheet for all of the results as well. So it's
election day and night.
yes, it's for the full day and night.
And you'll be having another training session next week for everybody to.
Yes, we had one yesterday. We went through each page and we made some additions and corrections to it. And then we'll do it again next week. Probably a couple, just depends on when as folks come in to make sure that we cover everybody. We'll go through it thoroughly.
The results sheet you're using, is that West overvotes and undervotes?
It does. Yes, it's one that Jim and Alex put together. So it was a group effort to put this together. We also put together a binder that has all of the ballots in it as well, so that people can flip through the ballots as they need to, so.
Ballot styles.
Yeah, all the ballot styles as well, so that's included in the election night packet.
And when we meet with staff, we will let you all know so that you can come and
Absolutely.
listen.
And I'm gonna try to meet with two of them after our meeting here. If we have time before we go into provisional training and talk about election night reporting.
Could I mention one of
Is
the,
it-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, Jim, is that something that might be served, the whole board served? So if you want to talk
Sit
about
in
it.
on it, that's fine. I want to go over how we have done it in the past, particularly the reporting part of it. Want to sit in, that's fine.
As long as you don't talk, then it's a meeting.
Exactly. I just didn't know whether you wanted to do it now or whether you wanted to do it later. You said later, but
No, I want to do it when we get through this
with
meeting.
the staff.
Mm.
Okay.
Could I mention one other thing?
Yes, please.
The other thing that we're gonna go through is we're gonna go through the electronic portion, the street file with, because we have several people who've never worked election night before. And so we're gonna teach people how to use the street file, the GIS, how to look up things very quickly. So that will be part of our coverage as well. And then also what I would like to do is I would ask Alex if there's a way that from the early voting, that they can put together the list of the most frequently asked questions during early voting. And maybe we can just put together just a short little FAQ for people answering the phones on election nights.
That's an excellent idea.
Hoover's rules would be something to dwell on.
Yes, yes, that's nice to do that.
To that point, at Officer of Election Training, the second set, we didn't have it available for the first set, but Alex has a special connection, has ingratiated himself greatly to the printing person for Albemarle County. And literally on the last minute, he got these printed for everybody. May have to have some additionals printed, but I would request the board let us put the leftovers in the chief's packets, not in the ballot boxes, but in the cage with the ballots so they can't miss them. For those precincts who didn't come night before last, but who came last week, so that there are additional copies of the what ifs for everybody to have. There's a wealth of information in these.
I'll put a copy of that up on our training materials too.
Yeah, please.
The chiefs have that already.
The chiefs have it in their chief's manual, but now all the officers of election can have it. My mistake that I didn't think about getting it printed out to give out training, but it's good information. That way they'll have one at every check-in station. Alex, may I do the drum roll? Alex showed me this morning when I came in, and after I tried to get my mouth closed with appreciation, he's going to tell you what it is.
So not like I ever go to sleep there anymore, but I decided at the last 100 minutes to design a QR code for, as right now our vendor was having trouble with our street file and
With the street
everything
lookup.
right now. So instead of, the chief or assistant chief, using their phone and everything, that we thought that we would post 5 of these around the precincts, have them handy and everything, where that the voter, if they don't feel comfortable with somebody else looking up their street, they can look this up. You just hover over with your camera and then it comes up and it goes straight to the Department of Elections and produces where they need to find their polls. They're using it right now in early voting.
So it goes to the elect site that Bucky found.
It translates on your phone into a link to that site.
I see you. Just let me show you. Okay, phone. This is the first time this morning I ever saw it. So I said, same thing you did. Does it work? So I hit my camera. It comes up. I hit the little thing that says scan. It says Virginia.gov polling place and ballot information lookup. And all you have to do is enter your address where it says enter address. And I didn't even have to put the town. I just put the street, house number and the street, and poof. I mean, that means, and to Alex's point, just so everybody understands, the voter can do this themselves. So if they don't want, I mean, we've got the voter's name in the poll book, so, you know, but they can look it up themselves. This is great. Yes, Ms. Jones.
We have that at our tent. We've been doing that for a long time. It's a great idea. But it's my understanding that it only gives you the appropriate information if you are already registered. Is that correct or
That
wrong?
is not
Oh,
correct.
no. Okay,
It,
great.
it looks up lots that there is no assigned address for.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say it looks up all of them, haven't tested all of them, but I've tested some.
But it is
One thing you
working.
have to be
It's-
careful is to not go into the citizen portal, because the citizen portal
That's where.
makes you be registered already in order to tell you stuff.
Maybe that's
But
what.
don't go into the citizen portal.
Yeah.
Go
This
into
is-
the other.
This is purely if you use this QR code, which he contrived, you scan it and it comes up and all you have, and it says type in address. And that's all it is.
The other question, just you mentioned, because I'm telling all my observers, if voters don't know where to vote, the chief can help look them up. Because
That's
the
true.
street finder, but you just said they're having some issues with the street finder. Do you know what the issues are?
Just on the pull back, but it's not bad issues. It's just,
It's not like they're sending them to the wrong precinct.
No.
People aren't coming up sometimes. Is that the issue?
something like that.
Okay, I just want to make sure they weren't giving misinformation. It just
Yeah.
wasn't. It's not working.
This is a little bit easier.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could be not working for many different reasons. Okay.
This is
Good.
instantaneous, and the only thing it gives you,
But some people don't like QR codes because they also hold a lot of
Yeah.
junk in them. And I'm not saying yours does, but I just know people are also nervous about using QR
and
codes.
if
So
if they don't want to use it on their phone, the chief, as Alex just said, they'll be,
And if the chief can help them look it up still and it works, that's great. We have multiple
Yep.
avenues. That's awesome.
And the chiefs already have the link, not the QR code, but the link. Because Alex
Right.
gave it to the
Right.
chiefs and assistant chief.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Liz has her hand.
okay, anything else? Oh, question, yes, Liz. Now you're muted, dear.
I'm so sorry.
There you
This
go.
goes, this goes back to the office asking early voting for the number most frequently asked questions. I realized the other day that we've got a lot of people coming in to register to vote who do not know their social security numbers, mostly young kids, and they don't have them with them. So I was going to ask if people in the office, if somebody calls and said, hey, how do I come to register? If they could just add a little note to the end of that, that please remember to bring your social security card or know your social security number. It would really help us down there because they're calling mom, they're calling dad. And in one case, I had to send somebody home to find it and come back.
It's, thank you for bringing that up. That's a problem that's seen all over Virginia, and you're absolutely right. It's usually with the younger voters.
It just would be really helpful if somebody if they could add a note to their brain that says, if somebody calls and asks about registration, just say, please bring your social security card. We need it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question that's asked, I got it yesterday, is I want to change my voter registration. Change my party designation. I don't have a party designation.
Can't help you.
do. Oh, yes, I do.
They
Swear they've registered by party.
That's a question you can probably get sometimes on election day.
Ms.
This
Jones.
was just a commentary on the social security. The UDIMs have created a little card for students that say, fill out your social security number, come to the poll, to get it beforehand. So we'll see how that impacts
Everybody.
university but anyway.
It's one of the things, if by some chance a voter does not know their social security number, they submit a same-day registration or any kind of registration. They can come to the registrar's office and add that, as long as they do it before provisional balloting start. I mean, before the meeting, provisional canvas meeting, which is noon on Wednesday after the election.
But the other most commonly used thing when they show up and don't have it, call mom. Diversity precinct has to use that a lot.
Okay, the three of you have anything else you'd like to add before, if any of you anyone needs to leave and go back to your important duties? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, something addressed for the registrar from the last meeting on Monday.
Okay,
So on Monday, and I'm looking now at a transcript of the meeting that you can apparently get off of YouTube. There was a very detailed discussion about whether or not AB weight voters would be told that they had the option to provisionally vote. May I read that so that we're all clear on what was said at the meeting?
sure.
If you were already registered, no, you're not registered anymore, brand new registration, it's going to say AB wait period of 5 days because there's no way for us to know. Until that has gone through the system, we have no control over that. That is flagged state, no control. You will be offered a provisional. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out exactly. What am I told? Well, you're going to be told that you have to wait 5 days in order to come back and vote regularly. And if you cannot wait 5 days because you will be, I don't want to do that. So then you will be given a provisional boundary. It means ballot. Okay, but we explained it to them first because there are people that will say, yeah, I'd rather wait and vote on the machine. So we give them, that's your option. Do I have an option to fill out an absentee, ask for an absentee? Sure. You can either do mail or whatever. I can go absentee or provisional, mailed out absentee or provisional, gotcha. And I will be told all of that. Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And again, this is not a album decision, bad transcription. This is the State Department of Elections. That's fine. Everybody should be clear what the voter is being told. Absolutely. And that's why we wanted the registrar to explain it for everybody and for the record that this is a state process. It goes on. But anyway, basically at the last meeting, Diane McNeil was assured that every voter would be told, instead of just being sent away, that they had an option to vote provisionally if they were in an AB wait period. My understanding is that is not the case, and that voters are being told you have to go away and come back, and voters are not being told that they have the option to vote provisionally. It's only if they object and say, but I can't come back, that they might be told that they will be vote provisionally. There's guidance that has been given that is written down. Voters should complete standard registration form.
Excuse me, which guidance do you? Oh, okay, the guidance. I just didn't know what you were reading.
Yeah, no. It's just, there were assurances made on Monday, and then there appears to have been a new policy decision about whether or not provisional ballots are going to be offered to these people caught. It's kind of a moot point. Today's the last day that's going to happen after this. People, I assume, will be told that they can SDR and that they can vote provisionally. But I would like to raise this because before the next election, we should be clear on whether or not voters are told you have to leave, you are going to have to come back, and only if they object are they told they get to vote provisionally. Those are my comments.
Let me make one comment and then the registrar can make comments. The guidance, and I have a copy, I'll be happy to share it with you. The guidance from the Department of Elections dated October the 16th, 2024. Updated list maintenance calendar, close of books, and start of same-day registration. All of the citations within this guidance affirm the waiting period. So this is.
No problem with waiting period. This is a provisional voting concern.
Ma'am, would you like to?
As far as I know, we have instructed the people there, they have an option. But we want them to be told that if they vote by provisional ballot, that will not be counted until after the election. They can go ahead and do that. That is their option, but they are given all that information before.
We have witnessed 2 voters, and we're not there all the time. I just personally witnessed a voter yesterday who was being sent away. I stood up and said to the chief, you need to offer this voter the option to vote provisionally. Alex, you were on the walkie-talkie and were being contacted about this. You did not say to the chief, you need to offer this voter the right to vote provisionally, because apparently there's a preferred option.
Yep, and I misspoke to that chief about that, so that we corrected.
But the instructions the chief have been given are very clear that no, you're not to talk about the provisional thing. It's if the voter objects. So voters have to be willing to advocate for themselves.
And that's what I witnessed one, and I won't mention who the chief was, but I know the chief, and I walked up after the voter left and I said, can you help me understand the process? Because my understanding after Monday was that they'd be offered a provisional ballot. He said, my understanding that I was instructed was I only offer a provisional ballot if they say they can't come back. And I said,
Cannot come back.
if the voter says, well, I can't come back. And I said, that is not my understanding of the process. I understand if that's what you were told, that's obviously you're doing what you were told. I said, but you can understand a voter, most 99.9% of voters don't know provisional ballots exist. They don't know that's an option. So if you don't give them the option, they wouldn't know to ask for that option. And he said, I understand. I was just told that we would offer a provisional ballot only if the voter said they couldn't come back. Well, if the voter doesn't know there's an option, they are just going to say it can come back most of the time. So I left that. That, obviously so I think the concern is what was said on Monday, what our understanding of what was said on Monday, and certainly what Debbie just shared is not maybe getting communicated through to the chiefs. And our big concern is for the next election, obviously this is not, going to happen anymore past today, but I think it's important that people be offered and of course been told your ballot won't count till, and some people will say, no, I want to come back, and that's fair. That's totally fine. We're concerned about the people who leave and don't come back. So we're just trying to, and it doesn't have to be decided today, but it's a concern that I think as a board, we need to make sure everybody's on the same page.
You want to start or I'll start? I don't care. Most voters, when they come to vote in-person absentee or at the polls, are there because they want to put their ballot in the machine. They want to vote in person on the machine. If they're not registered, their name's not on the poll, they're not registered. They need to register. And most, when you give that information, you're not registered. Here's a registration form, fill it out. Most voters would prefer to come back and know that they voted by putting their ballot in the machine. So that's the offer.
There's no offers.
Just let me finish, please.
It's the offer that we're concerned about.
Then if they say, I can't come back, because most people will say, depending upon where it is in the 45 days, it's hugely different the first day of 45 days or this week, when people may have found out they have to be out of town, didn't know it before, or maybe they planned to be out of town and they can't come back. Then they're offered a provisional. That's the instruction. The instruction is if they can't come back, it's a lot to give, a lot of information to give to a voter who thought they could just come in and vote. So we have a question on the table.
Yeah, I'm on the board. Let me speak next. I have two concerns about this. One, I think it's a very valid point that people go away. They don't know there's a choice. We want voters to vote. That's the business we're in. But people who should be allowed to vote should be allowed to vote. But I am torn by the fact that the state has a same-day registration process that they've instructed us to use. And what the net effect of the same-day registration process is that you complete a voter application, you vote a ballot, you stick it in a provisional envelope, and we look at it after the fact. That's exactly what we're talking about doing for these voters before the same-day registration process begins. And I wonder if when we tell a voter, we'll use a different form to register you, and then we'll vote you a provisional on the other side of the envelope, but it's essentially exactly the same thing. Are we allowed to do that is the question I'm asking.
The guidance that came out in 2024 from the Department of Elections addressed this very issue. Because, as we know, the public may not know, and I haven't forgotten your question. Can your question wait?
Absolutely.
Okay. The public may not know that you have to, the registrar's office, before the registrar can register someone to vote or change their registration. They can change their registration, but they need to know if that person may have forgotten that they voted 45 days ago or 35 days ago in Chesterfield.
I understand exactly how this process works.
I know, but I'm saying
asking
it.
a different question.
I'm trying to explain for the record. The reason there is a delay and the reason they have to do a provisional if they can't come back is to allow time for the registrar to register the person
Yes, we
and
have
go through Veris.
exhaustively discussed this.
Well, clearly not, because there's still some questions. So I'm trying to make sure that everybody understands that there has to be a waiting period.
There's no question that they should be able to vote on the machine that day. That's not at question today. The question is, should they be offered a provisional ballot every time they come in to register? Are we doing the same day registration process in advance of when the state says we should?
My concern is that study after study shows that voters who are sent away without being able to vote do not return. And I think requiring that a voter who doesn't know that there's this test that they're going to have to just spontaneously off again, I can, sure, you can do those things, but will you? And I really do think that voters should be told you have a choice to vote provisionally. These are the concerns with voting provisionally, or you can come back and get your vote scanned. I just think the more information voters get, the more empowered they are and the better the process is. I understand this is a moot point after today. I suggest that you all consider discussing this or asking for more guidance from elect at some point. But right now, what we were told on Monday, that every voter would be told in this situation, would be told that they had a choice to vote provisionally. And that's in the meeting. I went back and listened to it a couple of times. That is not what's happening.
I would submit, Ms. Smith, that 100% compliance when someone is given instructions, to your point, never occurs. Getting 100% compliance is.
But what have they been told?
They've been told. They have been
to offer provisionals. And this piece of paper here, which does not say every voter must be told they have the opportunity to vote provisionally. They can't just be sent away. That's not what this piece of paper says.
I'm not sure.
Sure.
You're right about that. That piece of paper doesn't say that, but the idea behind that is not. The idea behind all of this is for people to vote and to make it as easy, simple for people to vote and to smooth the process. The idea behind this, that came from us, yes. That came from us after discussion. And the idea behind that is just to let voters know what their choices actually are. but also what the law is. As Clarabelle has been explaining, the law says the 5-day wait period. You know, I understand that's inconvenient for a lot of people. And so if they say to us, well, I can't wait now. Then we say, okay, would you do you want to vote in absentee or do you want to vote a provisional?
The young
But
man
it's
who
hard.
yesterday was not being offered.
I understand, but I think part of it is, it's hard to get all of that out to a particular voter. I do understand that, especially if there's a line and there's other things going on. So we can probably do a better job of making sure that all of the options are told, but there was no intention to hide any option from voters.
Thank you.
Absolutely no intention whatsoever. I think we maybe just need to soften our approach and then go through the points as the voter, as we believe the voter should have them. But there was absolutely no intention to hide anything from these voters.
And thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
we want
that.
people to vote.
I appreciate that.
And there has been some confusion because even though that guidance came out in October of last year, in previous elections, that guidance was not followed because there was no waiting period between when somebody filled out a voter application and the information was put into Veris. There was no waiting period, which is demanded by law, as we've explained ad nauseum. And that was a violation because you have to wait to make sure that person hasn't already voted someplace else, hasn't. I mean, so this is,
Respect that law.
I know
Just concerned that voters aren't being told, okay, two things, come back later or vote provisionally today. It's not a long
I
explanation.
understand, and that's what we instructed be done. Any other comments or questions here? If anyone needs to get back to work. The registrar, I know, has business to do.
absentees out.
Today is the deadline
Deadline.
for absentee mail out,
Yeah.
receipt,
And
and registration. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll just
Do we have,
mention as a coda to that I had a long discussion with a voter yesterday, one who had just moved here, about whether she wanted back or whether she wanted to go to provision. I made it very clear to her. And she went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so it's kind of inconvenient to come back, then you can go to provision. But I'm afraid you don't count provisionals. So, yeah, I'm the one that counts them.
and some of them aren't counted if they're not legally able to count it. We
And
are.
so, and she was afraid that she didn't like the idea of provisional, so she finally decided she will come back. But we talked about it for 5 minutes. Let's see which way she wanted to go. Okay, that's all.
Okay, do we have, actually, we're finally at the point where we're entertaining public comment. Is there anyone who has not or who needs to make additional public comments during this period? I see no hands in person or on the remote. Bucky, would you like?
Just letting the board know, since I booted that one person from being on, I've had a succession of people with different names as their screen names trying to connect in. I feel bad if I'm denying a potential attendee from paying attention, but when Joshua uppercase J came back as Joshua lowercase j, and then now Tom is trying to get in, I just feel like I'm inviting trouble if I let anyone else into the meeting that doesn't seem like one of the people that we have routinely seen.
I would agree with you. We certainly could have new guests, but
Not at the expense of disrupting the meeting.
exactly, better safe than sorry on this one.
No, I would only add, and I mean, I know you know a lot of IT, I do too. You might want to talk to Amara IT about how we filter in the future, because obviously we can't just kick everybody out that we don't recognize their name.
Exactly.
But I completely agree with you
Well,
right now.
This is the risk we take when we post the Zoom
Right.
link available for consumption.
They might have suggestions of,
They'll tell me not to do that. Go
Yeah.
back to mailing them out to people who want them. Which is the way.
I mean, it's a public meeting,
Yep,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunately not the first time that's happened.
It's to everybody.
The
Tom
first
is
time it's happened to
legitimate.
us.
Liz says Tom is legitimate. Liz just said Tom was legitimate. I'm gonna let Tom in. We'll see what happens.
that's the problem. Some people pop in late.
Yeah, we're 40 minutes late now, though.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the minutes. Mr. Secretary, if you'd like to comment on your minutes.
We have 4 minutes here. First 3 you've had for several days, the last one. Only have yesterday morning, so I don't know if you're ready to approve all 4.
Do we have a motion to approve all 4? It's fine with me.
I so move.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All 4 are approved. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Put down, let's see, October 9, October 13,
20.
October 17.
Okay. I was gonna do the street lookup in old business because we've talked about it before, but we've already talked about it. So again, thank you, Alex. The ADA, Jim submitted information from Slaughter Rec. Do you have any updates on anything from Slaughter Rec?
Well, I had Slaughter Rec and I also submitted Miller Center.
Right. Okay, and
So I'm not sure what I'm now supposed to do with that information.
you've done it. You've done it. We're gonna put it into a file.
But it gets back to the question of what is it that we actually have to send to the state?
We have a form that we have to send to the state.
Who has the form? I just wanted to know what the form
I'll
is.
send you the form. How's that?
Is it something saying we certify that
Yes.
we have surveyed them?
We certify
That they are all perfect?
we certify that they meet the ADA standards
Okay.
by whatever means. It doesn't, we're not asserting, which is how we're not going to all the schools. Or you've gotten verification from the people at Slaughter Rec and from the Miller Center, and you haven't actually done the survey.
And so like Slaughter Rec, the only issue seemed to be that the threshold in the gym is a 1/4 inch higher than it should be. Is that something that we put on that form or?
Yeah, because I can tell you that in Augusta County, 6, 7 years ago, Augusta County was selected, and I'm choosing my words very carefully, selected by the attorneys representing disability groups. And they measured everything. And the Verona Government Center, which is a lovely building for anybody who's absolutely lovely building, has a ramp going up to it, has a single level entrance door, and it also has a ramp up to the main entrance door that you could easily drive a golf cart up. I mean, you could probably get a small Jeep up. It's a big ramp. And they measured it, and it was off by 1/16 of an inch in the slope. And they were demanding that Augusta rip it out and put in a new ramp. Now, the court said, no, you don't have to do that. So all we can do, admit, if we find discrepancies, and we're going to go without.
The discrepancy in Miller Center was that there's not a level landing on their ramp. But as she mentioned,
Yep.
And as the front page of the checklist we got from the state mentioned, that buildings certified before the new 2010 things are grandfathered in. So she believes that would be grandfathered. So my next question is, for the other sites, I'm still waiting to hear from an ADA coordinator. And
you were gonna send us, and maybe you did and I just haven't seen it, but I don't know that I've gotten it. The travel list that we usually use, or if it's been changed, so that you were dividing the 30 sites.
No, Bucky
Like
did
he
that
was gonna do
already.
that.
Yeah, so right after the meeting.
Right,
I
right.
sent, we divided up the 12 sites that we had with the rationale for who was getting whom and had really nothing to do with where we traditionally go.
Right.
What was convenient.
So what I'm wondering
And
is,
so-
the last meeting, here's from the minutes, Clarabelle said that she will provide our list of polling places that need an ADA survey to the county's ADA coordinator.
And I have done that. And I will call back again today, now that everybody has seen the list. And you have your availabilities. And by process of elimination with the schools. And the two that you've mentioned, we whittle down our list so that. It's gonna have to be a one-on-one coordination of getting somebody to go with you. If you feel you need somebody to go with you.
I
I know you
feel
do.
the need for somebody to go with me.
That's great.
And I don't have all the tools that they say.
You know, yeah, I understand that, but they,
I have them.
I know you bought them.
So let me know if you can't arrange someone and need to borrow them. Otherwise, I'll take them with me when I go.
Well, I mean, I don't see that I can do anything now rather than
You're-
wait to
you're
hear from
waiting.
an ADA coordinator.
waiting, and we will get them. One or the other, or two of them.
An interesting side note on the form that the state provides. There is the suggestion on the form that you're doing this on election day.
I understand.
Because they list times of the day when you might go when there aren't so many voters there.
Exactly.
And it is, of course, the best time to see how the place is laid out, what you're actually using. And you certainly have nothing else to do on election day except measure entryways.
And pressure on handles. Yeah, but that clearly.
But it's still a viable option.
It's a viable option.
Place time.
Okay, any new business from anyone? I would like to give an update and might even want Mr. Secretary to clean up the calendar of what we've been doing in the month of October in terms of classes, cages, training sessions, et cetera, et cetera. Just to put it in the record with the minutes. What do y'all
Of
think?
all the trainings that we have.
Of all of that written so that you can read it, not my scribble.
So you want
To put
Minutes.
this calendar,
to reflect all the trainings and meetings that we have.
LNA testings, all
LNA,
those
I
things,
just
all
want-
all of the scheduled events.
I just want this calendar written so that you can read it. Well, I'll help you. You've got plenty to
No, I
do.
can send them a copy.
Okay,
That's up to
but
them.
I want to go over it with you to make sure everything's on there. Just so for future reference. Next year, when the board is in the same predicament,
Oh, please, no.
pardon,
I said, oh, please, no.
I hope not. No, I don't mean, let me rephrase that. When we are doing trainings, thank you, Bucky, thank you. I clearly used the wrong word.
No,
That
I can put everything in there.
I think it's important because we do a lot more than a lot of boards do,
That's
to say the least. And I think we need to have the benefit of being reminded, not that we need to be reminded, but we do.
And there's one that still
What?
has me wondering, and I asked Alex about it, and he said, no, we don't have anything.
What?
I mentioned before that I had on my permanent calendar, 10 a.m. on October 29th, training. And I find that I wrote it when we were in a meeting,
Oh.
special training, 29th, 10 a.m.
Did you happen to mention what we're training?
What we're training, what special we're training?
Special training, 29th, 10 a.m. And no one else seems to, I don't know why I would have.
Check the YouTube
emphasized-
video.
I don't have anything
Okay.
I showed up for a doctor's appointment yesterday at 2:30. That's actually going to happen on Monday. I simply wrote it on my calendar.
And I've got written,
That
you know, I've got other things. Okay, just for the record, we do not seem to have anything in training on the 29th.
Okay.
Okay, other reports that I think it's important to have on this list. CAP. Sorry to use the word upheaval again. The CAP pre-processing has been meeting Tuesday and Thursday of last week, Tuesday and Thursday of this week, Tuesday, half day, those are half days. Half day Tuesday, half day Thursday of next week, and all day.
Hold on, because that's, I have all the other stuff, but I don't have CAP
I
pre-processing.
understand.
Tuesday, Thursday,
Was
last week.
the 14th and the 16th, 21st and the 23rd.
Hmm.
The 28th, half day. All day, the 29th,
I just put the dates that they're.
okay, and half day, the 30th.
29th, 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yes, sir. And if they have to come back on the 31st, they will. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I was told that they might be meeting on the 30th, and that's right now is.
It is,
Okay,
it looks as if, yes, it will be
Okay.
the 30th.
in the all day, and I'm assuming the 30th will meet again at 1. That's what they've been doing?
Yes, the
Okay.
30th is a 1:00
And
start.
then what about the 29th? Is that, you
That
said
they-
all day. Do you know
that's
what
an
time they're
8:30
start?
start.
8:30.
The in-person excuse me. The absentee pre-processing, mailed back absentee ballots, as we all know, is dependent on when the voters get their ballots back. So it's looking as if, based on what we've gotten back so far, it's gonna take all day on that day. Hey, girl.
Unfortunately, we don't know where this original form is, so it's not typewritten, it's just handwritten in there. There's enough for everybody.
Thank you. And he's out at the end. That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
The point is, CAP pre-processing is working diligently. The chief resigned the night before this Tuesday meeting, and we have moved people around. We're getting people sober. That's a personnel matter, closed session.
Oh, quick question, not related to that, but I'm just curious, since we were open till 7 last night, right? Last night? Yeah.
Yep.
Did we have much business between 5 and 7?
We did, I forget the number, but we did.
I know we did 600 something today, so that's our best day.
The early morning, the morning we opened at 7, which was Tuesday, they did 20.
Yeah, that
There were 20 voters there. So
one too.
we can discuss that at a later date after we've got all the data. The other things we have on our schedule for next week, well, today we have same day registration class at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. The makeup for vote for office of election is Saturday.
And we
The-
do we have a time? Do we put a
10
time
10
down?
to 10 to 12.
And I think we can discuss later, we didn't need to do it right now, who's doing
Yeah,
what,
we can-
and how many people
yeah.
have signed up and all that.
The DS 300 and express vote training is going to be at 10 to 11:30 tomorrow, and I can repeat at 1 to 2:30. Then on Monday, oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. Monday, we do the check cages. And again, I'd like to say what a great time we had rearranging the cages. I just was amazed. We got it done, and now we can have a map, and there will not be chaos again next year, the next election. Same day registration on Tuesday was at 1 and 6.
Registration.
Training.
SDR provision.
SDR
Oh.
provisional ballot classes. Again, early voting starts at 7 on the 28th. CAP begins at 1. Am I missing anything? Okay. CAP meets at 8:30 to 5 on the 29th, Wednesday. CAP meets the 30th,
Yeah.
beginning at 1. And cages go out on, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, just back to CAP. I have actually, Eric mentioned the 31st, but maybe it's the 29th, not the 31st,
Well,
that they might meet, or they might meet then too.
they're definitely meeting on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
And if they have to meet on Friday, they'll meet on Friday, but we won't know until we figure out, till they know how many how many ballots they processed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cages go out on Monday. They're all going out on Monday.
The last list I saw had all the schools were TBD.
They're contacting schools. And then we have election day on the board, and we meet with the chiefs to hand out their equipment on Monday afternoon, the 3rd. Anything we've missed?
Did you mention our next meeting?
Not yet,
And there's something we missed.
but we haven't. We can either do it at the end or we can do it right now. Our next meeting should we schedule another regular meeting before the election?
We have a meeting scheduled.
Yes, we do, but go ahead, Becky.
We have a meeting scheduled for Thursday.
That's correct.
Um,
That would be the 30th.
well, what, the minutes say Wednesday, the 30th.
Well, the 30th is on a Thursday.
Then I need to correct those minutes.
And clearly none of us noted that. None of us picked up on that, Jim, so thank you very much. And that's a 9 o'clock meeting, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And it is on Thursday, the 30th.
Mhm. Second, real calendar out here.
And
So I
the-
have-
And
But
then
that Wednesday was that dang special training, special meeting that I had.
we aren't having.
Dogging me again.
Then we have election day, and then we'll be back here for the provisional meeting at noon on Friday and anything, I mean, noon on
On the 5th.
the 5th, Wednesday, the 5th. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I keep
okay.
asking. Typically, if we aren't working on Veterans Day, the 11th, is that, what's happening?
You've gone down.
I got too far.
You've gone down,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's a great question.
Stay in order, sorry.
It's a great question. Because there's, again, guidance out from elect that the final mail merge of all the provisionals and absentee voting, et cetera, with provisionals has been delayed until Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Just what elect said, because Veterans Day is on the 11th. And that is Tuesday, as Ms. Jones is pointing out. It's a federal holiday. So I'm surmising that that's why they're not doing the final on 11.
Are we talking about the flipping of the switch, as I call it?
It's all the data has to be,
The
I'm just,
one that merges the SDRs.
all of the data has to be in by Friday at 5 o'clock.
Let me finish my question. So normally they flip the switch on Saturday, which would be 8th. And my understanding is that they delayed flipping the switch until Monday, the 10th. And you just said they delayed it until Wednesday, the 12th.
They've delayed it because I can't read the minds of elect. I certainly can't begin to speak for why they do anything. But I'm guessing they are anticipating another banner turnout of provisional ballots.
Which is why they moved it to Monday, which is what they did for presidential.
I understand.
But they can't move it to Wednesday, for crying out loud. We got to have it all done by.
They did not
Friday,
suggest that our deadline had been pushed back from Friday, did they?
No,
And
Friday
where
deadline
is this guidance? Where did you get it?
from a registrar, not our registrar, but from another registrar. So I will endeavor between now and our next meeting on the 30th to get a copy of that, since as we all know, and our visitors should know, that when guidance is sent out from elect, some of it we get and some of it we don't. So we have to ferret out what we don't get.
I'm going to suggest to the registrar that she call the registrar liaison on the phone
I understand.
and settle this, because
We will
crazy.
No, it's not affecting anybody today. I merely put it out there as be aware until we get more information. Yes,
Go
ma'am.
back to,
Regardless, yeah, back to,
if they flip the switch on the 10th,
right.
I am guessing that we are going to be working on the 11th.
Right, okay. But if they're waiting till Wednesday, you probably won't be working on Tuesday because.
Won't have anything to
What we're
do.
gonna do, right?
And
Okay.
our last provisional meeting will be Monday. Because we can't adjudicate the provisional ballots until we know that,
The absentees haven't been returned.
right. We're just having more fun than we can stand today. Okay,
And I'm guessing that we traditionally, as we do traditionally, that we will not work on the 6th, Thursday, the 6th.
third, fourth, sixth. Well,
Traditionally.
yeah, right. I think
Take that day off so staff can do stuff without us.
I think we'll probably have to wait and see how many provisional ballots and what's going on. That's sort of been the traditional, and how much we get through of the regular canvas.
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing else we need to do, I would move that we go into executive session per code 2.2-370/A. The closed session meeting will we will look at personnel matters, including election officer applications, review of registrar applications, any financial considerations. So we'll be doing personnel and finances. In the executive session, we invite our counsel. Yeah, that's part of what can be discussed in executive session. We may or may not have any financial discussions, but if someone brings up a finance discussion, I don't know that we will. Just if we need it. Liz, I see your hand. 1 second. People who will be in executive session will be Counselor Ruge, election manager, and the 3 members of the board, and our registrar. Liz, do you have a question or comment?
I have a comment, and it's with a little bit of trepidation that I'm doing this. On Monday, I was chief, and I suspect it was after the board meeting that Janelle and you came down to give instructions on what to do about registrations and offering provisionals. In my handwriting in the chief's notebook down there, as you all watched me, I wrote out the instructions. Later, we got typed instructions. It was very clear to me at the time that we were not to offer provisionals, but only to offer them if the voter pushed back and insisted that they wanted to vote today. I know that you might have a different perspective, but I'm just letting you know that from a chief's perspective, this is what I heard. I wrote it down while you guys were watching me, and I just feel that needs to be said. I don't want chiefs I don't want chiefs being thrown under the bus for instructions that we received.
No one is getting thrown under the bus.
Okay,
Thank you for your comments.
Thanks, Liz.
all right, just,
Okay, can we
it's,
just go into executive session? Is there a motion to go into executive session?
If Liz is done.
I think she is. She's gone mute.
All right, I so move.
Thank you. All in favor, aye. We move into executive session.
The 5-minute break.
Certainly.
We all did what we.
I'm trying to do that, Jim. The board recognizes, the chair recognizes a motion from somebody that we only participated in those things we said we were going to discuss, and only those people we said were going to be in closed session were in closed session. And we are now formally back in open session per code section 22.3700-A.
Agreed.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are now in open session. The chair entertains a motion concerning the new hire of general registrar.
Do you want to read it? You want me to say it again?
Say it again. It sounds good.
Lucky moves that the electoral board appoint Janelle Fadden as general registrar and director of elections of Albemarle County.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimously, Ms. McFadden is appointed as of this day, contingency upon her getting to be a registered voter in Albemarle County within 30 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really do.
We really appreciate this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
And after the session, we'll come in and talk to the staff, et cetera.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, do you want to vote on the 4 offices of election? All in favor of the 4 people we discussed being appointed
To be recorded in the minutes.
to be recorded in the minutes?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Jim, did you have anything else that we need to do before we go out?
Well, since we have adjusted the chiefs and assistant chiefs roster, do we need to
We do need a vote on that.
confirm that?
We do.
I would like to see that in print.
We can do that.
So let's do that at our next meeting.
We will table those appointments, but
The appointments were Sarah Tremaine as an assistant chief and Glenn Vaughn as a co-chief.
those are the only official ones.
Things that have changed on the roster.
Chiefs and assistant chiefs. Everything else just
Just
to
want
be
to see what the roster is. There've been some sliding pieces.
Yes,
adjustments.
Sherwin.
Yeah.
So we'll wait.
I'd just like to see a final chiefs and assistant chief
So
roster
we will have those rosters in print ready to go.
next week.
Okay.
Move we adjourn.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
We are so adjourned at 12:50.